How do you stop one of the favorites to win the World Cup when the entire world expects you to lose? Ask Cabo Verde, European champions, World Cup contenders, a squad worth hundreds of millions, against a nation making its first ever FIFA World Cup appearance. Spain arrived in Atlanta expecting 3 points. Cabo Verde arrived hoping to make history. Only one of them left smiling. June 15th, 2026, Atlanta Stadium, Group H of the FIFA World Cup. On one side stood Spain, the 2010 world champions, masters of possession football, led by stars like Pedri, Rodri, Ferran Torres, Aymeric Laporte, and later the returning Lamine Yamal. On the other side stood Cabo Verde, a small island nation with a population of less than 600,000 people, a team playing their very first World Cup match, a team that most experts predicted would lose heavily. But football has never cared about predictions. From the opening whistle, Spain controlled everything: the ball, the tempo, the territory. Wave after wave of red shirts crashed into Cabo Verde's defensive wall, yet somehow the wall refused to break. Spain's strategy was clear: dominate possession, stretch the field through the fullbacks, use Pedri and Rodri to dictate rhythm, create overloads in wide areas, and wait for the breakthrough. But Cabo Verde had a completely different plan: defend with discipline, stay compact, deny central spaces, and trust one man behind them all. Vozinha, 40 years old, playing in Portugal's second division, a goalkeeper many casual fans had never heard of. By the end of this match, the entire football world knew his name. Spain fired shot after shot. Ferran Torres rattled the woodwork. Pedri tested the goalkeeper. Crosses flew into the box. Substitutions came. Even Lamine Yamal, returning from injury, entered the pitch to unlock the defense. But every attack met the same response: a save, a block, a clearance, a body thrown in front of danger. Cabo Verde weren't just surviving, they were believing. And late in the match, they nearly produced the impossible, a chance that could have won it all. But Spain escaped. Barely. Full-time, Spain 0, Cabo Verde 0. No goals, but one unforgettable story. For Spain, it felt like 2 points lost. They had the possession, the chances, the star power. Yet they lacked efficiency. Too predictable, too slow in transition, too dependent on moments of individual brilliance. For Cabo Verde, it felt like winning a trophy, their first World Cup match, their first World Cup point, against one of the tournament favorites, built on courage, organization, sacrifice, and the heroic performance of Vozinha, who produced a string of stunning saves to frustrate Spain all evening. Reuters. This wasn't just a draw, it was a reminder of why people fall in love with football, because sometimes heart can compete with history, because sometimes the smallest nations can create the biggest moments, and because in the World Cup, the impossible only remains impossible until someone does it. Was this simply an off day for Spain, or the beginning of one of the greatest underdog stories the World Cup has ever seen? Can Cabo Verde shock the world again? And can Spain recover quickly enough to fulfill their dream of lifting the trophy? Because if this match taught us anything, it's that in football nothing is guaranteed.